Hi everybody and welcome to our first 10-minute mini-sports of the week. Our session today is going to be all about counting and numbers. So every little game that we do is going to keep you moving as it always does, but there's going to be a little idea about how we can count how many things we've got. In our first game we've got a few different ways we can build different points in, so let's see if you guys can get as many points as possible. And for our second game that we play today, we're going to see if we can count how many things we can score when we're trying to get it into something to catch it. So, different items that you may need today. Coach Lauren's just going to share a couple of different things that you can use for today.
Yeah, so for our first game, you need 20 things. So these things need to be not too heavy that you can't carry them. We're going to use cones just because they're nice and easy and we've got lots in our house. You might not have that, so you could use things like soft toys. So we've got some soft toys here from Ava's Kitchen because they're things that we can balance on our head. And also they're really easy to carry, they're fairly light. Other things you could use, things like wooden blocks, they're easy. Soft toys are perfect for our first game as well, so just make sure you've got 20 of something.
So today's session, we want you guys to come back to us if you've completed it. We want mums or dads, so whoever's doing this with you today, to share your score. So we're going to have a score at the end of the session. It's going to be my score, a score that I've got, and I want you guys to see if you can beat my score. The total score, it's a maximum of 60 points, so I want to see how many points you guys can get. Okay?
Yeah, for the second game as well, you're going to need something like a bowl. So we've got a big plastic bowl. You might have a bucket. You might have something like something.
The tin like an empty plant pot. Anything that you can catch the small items in is absolutely fine.
Plant pot's good, and we've also got some small items. Hopefully, the ones that you get for your first game, things like your soft toys or little wooden blocks, can be used for the second game too. We've got some little plastic tubes. If you don't have them, another thing that you might want to use for the second round of the game is some coins, so some little pennies. Just see if you've got 20 of them lying around that you can borrow. So
we're going to go for a very fast warm-up, then we're going to play our first game. So if you have a sit down first of all, let's have a nice wave to say hi to everybody. As soon as we've done a nice quick wave, we can move on to waving with our feet. Just lean back a tiny bit and give your feet a wave and a wiggle. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Then let's go for a nice big stretch up. Reaching forward all the way to your toes. Reaching up nice and high again. And then forward all the way to your toes. Let's see if you guys can stand up. We are going to go for 10 star jumps and then we're going to play our first game. Are you ready? Let's count them together. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Fantastic. So, Coach Lauren is going to help us get ready for our first game. I'm going to use a spot just to put on one side so I know where I'm going to start off from each time. Coach Lauren is going to get our 20 items ready just like this.
So remember, you'll have different things to us, but just make sure they're in some space. If you're playing in the garden, you can use a much bigger space than we can. Make sure you're running super long distances.
The idea, guys, is to use as much space as possible. So I'm right back up against the wall here. This is as far as I can move, where you guys can see on camera. We ideally want you guys to be using more space. If you're inside, maybe use something like the hallway, use a bedroom that's bigger than the space that we've got here. Or if you can get outside into your gardens, it'd be fantastic to make use of even more space. And use as much space to make sure you move around as much as possible. So, first of all, for this game, we're going to collect our first points. Every time that you move forwards, you're going to collect one item. We can only bring one back at a time. And if you bring your item back in your hands and take it back to your spot, you'll get 1 point. If you bring this item back on top of your head just like this, and balance all the way, we will give you 2 points. If your item falls off halfway, just keep your feet still until you get it back on top of your head again, and you can keep then moving back to your spot. You might want to make a nice little pile of things just at the back over here, so we can count how many points you've got at the end. What I'm going to do, any items that I bring back in my hands, I'm going to put on this side of my spot. Any items that I put on my head, I'm going to put on the other side, and we can count them together to see how many we've got. At the end of this game, just ask mums and dads to help you count to see how many points you have, because we want you guys to share your score with us at the end. So, I'm going to start moving through now, guys. I'm going to collect my first item. I'm going to bring it back. If you guys want to pause the video to make sure you get to the same stage with your 20 items, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to carry on moving to collect all of my 20 items. I'm going to be nice and speedy. I'm doing some on my head, I'm doing some for my hands. Let's see if you guys can get a higher score than me. See if you can work out how to beat my score. Moving nice and quickly each time. What do you think you can do, guys? Can you move faster with this item on top of your head, or can you move faster with it in your hands? I think I'm definitely moving faster with it in my hands, but I'm not sure if that's going to help my score or not for the end. because I think you guys might be able to beat my score. Keep it going for a balance this time. Trying to keep it on top of my head. Let's add it to that pile on that side. Let's go for another one on top of my head just like this. Balancing nice and carefully. I'm sure you guys are working super hard at home. Keep your feet moving nice and fast. If you are, just bringing them back in your hands. If it's on top of your head, go a little bit slower and see if we can get that balance on the way back. I've only got a few to go now, guys. Hope you guys are doing well as well. Final 4 to go. Down to 3. Let's do this one on top of my head. Final 2. Let's go for this one on top of my head. And the final one I go for, I'm going to go super fast and bring it back in my hands. Okay, so if you guys are still playing, just pause our video just there. Let's see if you can keep going until you're finished. I was quite speedy going through. So I've got ones on this side. These are ones that I brought back in my hands. These ones on this side are collected on top of my head. So Coach Lauren's going to count this pile first of all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
So I got 20 points on that side because remember, every cone I collected I got 2 points for because it was on top of my head. These ones are only worth 1 point. So carrying on from 20, let's see if you guys can count through as well. We've got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. So 30 points collected from my first game. You guys might not be there just yet. I want to make sure you got your score perfect. So pause the video, make sure that you're ready. If you are ready to go again, we're going to carry on with our next game. We are going to move our items to the side. For this one, remember, we're going to use our slightly smaller items, which are these little blocks like this. And the way to earn points in this one is to see if we can throw our items into our bowl, into your big cup that you might be using, into a bucket. So I'm going to take 3 big steps back. So I can go 1, 2, 3. My score is 30 so far. Every little block that I get into the bowl, I get an extra point for, okay? So you might want to stand up, you might want to bend down, whichever one you want to do. Let's see how many points we can add on. That's 1. Coach Lauren, can you help me keep count?
Yep, so 31, 32, 33, 34.
Uh-oh.
34 still, because that one jumped out. 35.
Uh-oh.
Still 35.
Yes.
36. Guys, make sure you're doing underarm throws as well, it makes it more accurate. 37. 38. 39.
Oh no, off the outside.
40. 41. 42.
Oh, Coach James, that was rubbish. Whoops.
43.
How many left, Coach Lauren?
Final one left. And 44. So let's just have a look in that bucket to double check. So we were on 30 points before. So we've got 1, 2. Can you see from there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the 30 plus the 14 is 44.
So my score, guys, is 44 points. What I'd like you to do, if you're watching this video on YouTube maybe, if you go onto our comments and just share below your score of how many points you got, that would be fantastic. I'm hoping that you guys managed to beat my score of 44. Remember, the maximum points was 60, so it's going to be quite tricky for you guys to beat 44, because that was a really good score, wasn't it, Coach Lauren?
Definitely.
I'll be so impressed if you managed to beat that score. Okay, well done for working so hard again. Can I have a big thumbs up to say for our 2 games that we played today? let's have a sit down and we can cool down to end our session off as well. So first of all, make lots of noise with your hands on the floor. Then lots of noise with your feet. Let's go for one big stretch up and then reach all the way forward to your toes. Guys, thank you for working hard, so well done again, and we look forward to seeing you next time, and also look forward to seeing mums and dads posting your score. Let's see if you guys can beat me, okay? Well done guys, we'll see you later, see you next time.